Welcome back, Truth Seekers. Today we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing characters in the X-Files universe, the cigarette-smoking man, also known as Carl Gerhard Busch. CSM is the series' primary antagonist, and his actions and decisions have shaped much of the show's mythology. Let's explore what drives this enigmatic figure by examining his personality traits, motivations, and possible psychological disorders. By looking at his behavior across various episodes, we'll gain insights into what makes CSM one of the most memorable villains in TV history. But before we take this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more X-Files content like this. To get us started, let's discuss one of his oh-so-wonderful personality traits. First off, CSM is a master manipulator. He's always pulling the strings behind the scenes to get what he wants. His intelligence and cunning enable him to influence others subtly, yet effectively. Throughout the series, you'll see him controlling government officials, scientists, and even Mulder and Scully. His ability to stay in the shadows while orchestrating major events is a testament to his manipulative skills. One word that perfectly describes CSM is ruthless. This guy shows no empathy and is willing to eliminate anyone who stands in his way. His actions are driven by cold, calculated logic, where his objective always comes first. Episodes like Musing of a Cigarette-Smoking Man in one breath highlight just how far he's willing to go for whatever he believes is the greater good. CSM thrives on secrecy. Everything about him, from his true identity to his ultimate goals, is shrouded in mystery. This makes him both intriguing and dangerous. He understands that knowledge is power, and he keeps his plans and motivations hidden from almost everyone. His secretive nature is crucial to maintaining his control and influence. He is also incredibly obsessive, whether it's about power, control, or the alien conspiracy. This obsession drives many of his actions. His meticulous planning and attention to detail ensure he remains a step ahead of his adversaries. Episodes like The Red and the Black show the lengths he'll go to maintain his grip on power. CSM has a deeply cynical worldview. He believes the ends justify the means, and his lack of faith in humanity's goodness shapes his interactions and decisions. He sees the world as a place where only the ruthless survive, and he acts accordingly. The cynicism is evident in his interactions with Mulder, Scully, and other characters who hold more idealistic views. Now let's move on to his motivations. CSM's primary motivation is power. He wants to control not just the alien conspiracy, but also the lives of those around him, including Mulder and Scully. His actions are driven by a desire to remain in control and ensure his vision of the future comes to pass. This need for power is a recurring theme in episodes like the Erlenmeyer Flask and Redux. Despite his ruthlessness, CSM is genuinely afraid of alien colonization. He believes his actions, no matter how heinous, are necessary to save humanity from a worse fate. This fear originally led him to align with the Syndicate and participate in their deals with the aliens. Episodes like Two Fathers and One Son explore this motivation, showing the complexity of his character. CSM is also concerned with his legacy. He wants to be remembered as the man who saved humanity, even if his methods are questionable. This aspect of his character is explored in episodes like Musings of a Cigarette-Smoking Man, where we see his reflections of his past and his hopes for the future. Now, we're not here to judge, but here are some of the CSM's possible psychological disorders. CSM shows many traits of narcissistic personality disorder. He has a grandiose sense of self-importance, a need for excessive admiration, and a lack of empathy. He sees himself as the only person capable of saving humanity and acts with a sense of entitlement. His interactions often reveal his belief in his own superiority. His willingness to manipulate, deceive, and harm others for personal gain points to antisocial personality disorder. He shows a persistent disregard for the rights of others and lacks remorse for his actions. Episodes like Enemy highlight his manipulative tendencies and his ability to justify his actions, no matter how morally wrong they are. CSM's obsessive need for control and order might indicate obsessive-compulsive personality disorder. His meticulous planning and rigidity are hallmark traits. His behavior in episodes like The Red and the Black and The Truth showcases his need for control and his difficulty adapting to unforeseen changes. Now let's move on to some key episodes where his true personality is shown through. Musings of a Cigarette-Smoking Man, Season 4, Episode 7. This episode dives into the CSM's backstory and motivations. It reveals his early life, his military career, and the pivotal moments that shaped his path. His actions, such as assassinating influential figures and manipulating global events, showcase his manipulative and ruthless nature. We also get a glimpse of his personal reflections, giving us a peek into his inner thoughts and desires. Two Fathers, One Son, Season 6, Episodes 11 and 12. These episodes highlight CSM's role within the Syndicate and his complex relationship with his son Jeffrey Spender. His decisions during the alien rebellion against the Syndicate reveal his fear of alien colonization and his willingness to betray his allies to secure his position. These episodes illustrate his strategic thinking and his ability to make hard choices under pressure. Enemy, Season 7, Episode 15. In this episode, CSM tries to manipulate Scully by offering her a potential cure for all human diseases. His interactions with Scully provide insights into his persuasive abilities and his relentless pursuit of control. The episode also hints at a more vulnerable side, as CSM faces his own mortality. His willingness to deceive Scully, even as he offers her something potentially beneficial, underscores his manipulative nature. The Truth, Season 9, Episodes 19 and 20. The series finale revisits CSM's influence and ultimate fate. His confrontation with Mulder and Scully in the New Mexico desert underscores his enduring belief in his mission and his acceptance of the consequences of his actions. His final moments encapsulate his complex psyche and legacy. The episode provides a fitting conclusion to his character arc, highlighting both his strengths and his flaws. CSM can be compared to other iconic TV and movie villains, like Darth Vader from Star Wars, or Walter White from Breaking Bad. Like these characters, CSM is driven by a mix of personal ambition, a desire for control, and a belief in his own righteousness. However, what sets CSM apart is his enduring sense of secrecy and manipulation, making him a more elusive and enigmatic figure. Personal losses, like the death of his son Jeffrey Spender, have a profound impact on CSM's psyche and actions. These events humanize him to some extent, showing that even he is not immune to grief and regret. Episodes like The Red and the Black and Closure highlight these moments of vulnerability, adding depth to his character. Examining the cigarette-smoking man's psychological profile gives us a deeper understanding of what drives one of television's most compelling villains. His manipulative, ruthless, and obsessive nature, combined with his motivations rooted in power, control, and fear, paint a portrait of a deeply complex individual. By analyzing key episodes, we gain insights into the mind of CSM, making his character both fascinating and chilling. Through the exploration, we can appreciate the intricate layers that make CSM a standout figure in The X-Files and in the broader landscape of TV antagonists. Chris Carter, the creative genius behind The X-Files, crafted two iconic characters in Dana Scully and Fox Mulder. When creating these characters, Carter aimed to challenge traditional gender roles, casting Scully as the logical skeptic and Mulder as the intuitive believer. While he likely foresaw their impact on pop culture and storytelling, Carter probably didn't anticipate the enduring legacy of a character defined by his constant smoking. Known by various aliases, from CGB, Spender to Cancer Man, the Smoking Man remains a mysterious figure throughout the series. His true name, Carl Gerhard Busch, is only revealed in Season 11. Despite appearing in the pilot, the Smoking Man has minimal dialogue in Season 1, leaving audiences curious about his significance. Interestingly, the Smoking Man wasn't initially intended to be the series' primary antagonist. When Williams B. Davis was cast in the role, he was simply referred to as the Smoking Man, as a way to easily identify him in the pilot episode. After a few Season 1 appearances, the Smoking Man's propensity for being someone with more appeal, influence, and meaning grew. At first, he menaces in the background, often chain-smoking in the offices of Sculder and Mully's FBI supervisors. In the first episode, he oversees Special Agent Scully's briefings, and even disposes of evidence Mulder and Scully brought to the FBI from the scene from a supposed alien abduction. That small act helped make the character more than just an extra. The cigarette-smoking man goes from looming large in Assistant Director Walter Skinner's office, in foiling Mulder's efforts, to looming over a shadowy government conspiracy group known as the Syndicate. The Syndicate's aim? To keep the evidence of extraterrestrial life hidden from civilians. It's in direct opposition to Mulder's goals, making the Cigarette Man a perfect nemesis. Even though his character arc wasn't planned from the onset, the cigarette-smoking man not only figures in the ongoing story of The X-Files, but comes to augment the show's themes too. What does the Smoking Man represent? Giving his constant thwarting of Mulder and Scully efforts to reveal the truth. Many fans have deemed the cigarette-smoking man to be the show's central antagonist. Series creator Chris Carter seems to subscribe to this too. He once referred to the Smoking Man as the devil. After all, the Syndicate isn't just hiding the truth about alien life. The US government shadowy organization has also covered up those aliens' plans to colonize Earth. If people were to know the things that I know, the Cigarette Man warns Mulder, it will fall apart. At the core of it, he wants to protect humanity. At one point, the Smoking Man is involved with developing a vaccine to protect people from an alien parasite, which would further the extraterrestrials' efforts to colonize Earth. Yet, he's relentless and cruel in his pursuit of safeguarding the truth. Clearly, he believes secrets are necessary to maintain order. For Mulder, on the other hand, the truth is freeing, and owed to him and others who have been impacted by these extraterrestrial events. At the end of the day, the cigarette-smoking man is a puppeteer. He pulls the strings of information, what's revealed, what's hidden, and creates the very conspiracies Mulder is drawn into. He ends up having the power to decide who lives and dies, if society stands or crumbles, as he himself puts it. In Season 4, Episode 7, Musings of a Cigarette Smoking Man, viewers are presented with a glimpse into the supposed backstory of the enigmatic character and his alleged influence on the significant events in American history. The veracity of the episode's contents remains uncertain, and is often the case with the cigarette smoking man. According to the episode, the smoking man's journey into chain smoking begins after he, spoiler alert, assassinates President John F. Kennedy. Each subsequent regrettable action he takes in service of what he perceives as the greater good is accompanied by lighting up a cigarette, suggesting a form of self-punishment or release of anxiety. This habit becomes his signature, reflecting the weight of his morally ambiguous deeds and his belief in his role as a clandestine hero maintaining order through unsavory means. The episode explores various conspiracies, including JFK's assassination and the Roswell incident, attributing to the orchestration to a select few powerful and misguided individuals, with the cigarette smoking man prominently featured among them. His adoption of smoking symbolizes his transformation and acceptance of a new identity, driven by his conviction of being a crucial linchpin in preserving global stability through morally questionable actions. The cigarette smoking man's persistent habit of smoking Morley brand cigarettes, from the pilot episode to his apparent demise in 2002, and even in later appearances, with a tracheotomy in 2016, he is often depicted with a cigarette in hand or nearby. This chronic smoking not only serves as a recognizable trait for the character, but also carries symbolic weight. It's associated with anxiety and remorse, reflecting the weight of his morally dubious decisions and his position within the syndicate. The habit eventually leads to his own illness, symbolizing the internal conflict and guilt eating away at him. Furthermore, his choice of cigarettes aligns symbolically with his allegiance to the colonizing aliens. Cancer, a recurring motif associated with the aliens, mirrors his own affliction due to smoking. This connection suggests a willingness to endure personal harm in pursuit of his agenda, reflecting his ruthless dedication to his cause. The discovery of a Morley cigarette in a Millennium Group archive room in the series hints at potential ties between the cigarette smoking man and this enigmatic organization, adding another layer to his complex character. What happened to the syndicate and the smoking man in greater detail? In a twist of fate, the syndicate, driven by selfishness, meets its demise while attempting to survive alien colonization. The cigarette smoking man, a key player in these machinations, survives, navigating through complex revelations, including his son's identity as an FBI agent. Presumed dead for over a decade, he resurfaces in the 2016 reboot with a clear-cut villainous agenda, aiming to depopulate the United States with a sinister plan involving chemtrails. In the Season 11 finale, amidst a showdown, he meets his apparent end after being shot by Mulder and falling into the water. While his fate seems sealed, the ambiguity adds to the intrigue of the X-Files final chapter. So what do you think? Did the smoking man really meet his end? Let us know in the comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more theories and info. This has been your host, The Truth Is Out There. Welcome to the X-Files Explained. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the cigarette smoking man's psyche. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more X-Files content. The truth is out there, and we're here to uncover it together. Again, thanks for watching.